Hey guys, what's up? Today we are on day number 8. Wow, day number 8 on 30 days of building self-worth. Thank you so much for joining me. If you've missed the other 7 days, you can just kind of scroll back. You can send me a message. You can subscribe to the YouTube because YouTube, it has the whole 30-day series organized in one segment. As well as when you're in the VIP email list, what's going on when you're in the VIP email list, you're going to receive this, which you can just get the whole, all of it right in front, get the whole playbook of 30 days of building self-worth. Each day, I'm just breaking it down day by day on, taking one area. Today, we're actually talking about the catastrophic thinker, which is somebody who is always looking at the worst case scenario. You're looking for reasons to be stressed the F out. And it's not doing anything good for you. So I'm going to teach you a few things of how you can shapeshift that, as well as what to do instead. This is 30 days of self-appreciation, 30 days of just building into yourself and seeing how your life changes. It really does start with the micro that leads to the macro. And hopefully this is just going to be the beginning for you. My name is Tanya Oliver. I'm a life coach for elite entrepreneurs and high-end achievers. And all that means is I just help people become mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually healthy and strong AF so that they can look, feel, and show up in their business, life, and their relationships as their most elite self. I will absolutely check my messages, Harvey. Thank you so much. All right, so today's a really good one. I know a lot of you guys, from what I receive, is especially as high achievers, the brain is always looking to solve something. The brain is always looking for problems. And what happens, yes, it's great to be a solution person, but sometimes what happens is when you are training your mind to search for something, especially problems and the worst case scenario and all these other things, it can really take a big hit on your mental health. And we're going to talk about this right now, as it can create emotional states like feeling irritable. Maybe you're irritable around your family, you're irritable around people in business, anxiety, feelings of helplessness, and never feeling satisfied. I know when I start working with people, this is a big one for them, is they're like, I'm never satisfied. It becomes an issue, becomes a problem. So this becomes a dangerous space. This becomes a dangerous space to be in, because then what happens, you start to seek things outside of yourself for that high or that stimulation, and it's just not an aligned way to live life. The whole point is to shift this whole hustle culture into more of an aligned culture, so that you can feel like you're living life intentionally and on purpose, and you're happy. Maybe happy for the first time ever. Now, there's a few things that we're going to change here. So actually, I learned this word today. I don't know. Let me know if you guys have ever heard of a catastrophic thinker. Catastrophic thinkers are people that are seeking for stress within their day. They're conditioned their stuff out of habit to seek out things to be stressed about. Also consistently thinking, almost like paranoid, that what is the worst thing that's going to happen to me? What's the worst case scenario? And as I mentioned earlier, the best thing you can do is shift it to, well, what if everything works out for me? What is the best case scenario in this situation? What is the best thing that can happen in my day? What could go right for me today? And you just literally, that's why you guys are hearing me say this word all the time. It's one of my favorite words, is shape-shifting. So hello, I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much. Make sure you're watching these and subscribe. Get your list, get your commitment contract, and also start tracking how you're showing up in your day-to-day life. You guys are going to receive this, not the sticky notes, but you're going to receive this. Is 30 days of tracking everything. When you go to tanyacoliver.com/calendar, I've got a lot of free goodies for you guys over there. Okay, so let's get into it, okay? Talking about worry, what can I do about this? This is some really cool things, so I wanted to pull up some practical things for you guys. I'm really big on creating DMOs. DMOs are your daily methods of operation. They are just ways of how you are doing your day. I truly believe that every single day counts, every single day matters, and what you do matters, and how you think matters, and just everything matters. So there's a few ways of how you're going to shift this. What happens when you're in that catastrophic thinking is you've created this stuck loophole. It's almost like this self-sabotaging segment where you've created like this loop for yourself, and you're like, how do I break free of this loop? And one thing is, if you consistently stay in the loop, it turns into poor decision making and it impacts your performance in a negative way. When especially high achievers, there's a lot of great things that happen out of high achievers because you're striving for more and greatness, and great things get better, and that's amazing. But you can do that without having to torture yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you can do it without chronically worrying or being stressed out. Like, you don't have to put yourself in bad positions and treat yourself poorly in order to achieve massive legendary things. There are multiple paths to an end destination. I am a huge advocate on an alignment culture, and you can have everything that you want, and you can do it in ways where you still look, feel, and you get to show up from higher levels of consciousness. It doesn't have to be coming from a space of survival mode anymore. It's a decision that you can make with the proper tools and the proper mindset and all these amazing things. And so when you are constantly putting stress on yourself and you're seeking things to look for in the negative, or you're always looking at the worst case scenario, this will decrease your performance, and it will lead to self-isolation, and eventually you stop doing things that you enjoy. You know, you're like, I'm going to do this when I achieve that. But those little things that you enjoy are what make you authentically you. It's almost like it charges up your energy field. And I'll share with you, I have 3 rules when it comes to business. I will never let business compromise my health, my peace, or my heart. So a lot of times you guys will see, like in my stories, I share the things that make me me, and I don't post it once a week. I post it every day. I'm every single day pouring life into myself and taking care of me so that I can take care of you. I can't take care of you if I'm not okay. I have to be mentally sharp, emotionally stable, physically healthy to be able to keep up with the responsibilities that I've taken on as a leader. And my job is to make sure that I equipped you with the proper tools, the mindset, the resources, the information you need for truth in order to go ahead and serve your purpose and your vision that God has specifically and intentionally planted inside of your mind and inside of your heart. I believe in you, and my job is to believe in you until you start to believe in yourself, to provide you with the information you need to build yourself up, to prophesize over your life, to speak life over yourself so that you can go ahead and give the world the best of you. And your family is the best of you, and your business is the best of you, because you're actually doing a disservice when you're not taking care of yourself and you're not taking responsibility for the way that you're thinking, the way that you're moving, the way that you're behaving, the way that you're processing your negative thoughts and emotions. It's selfish. It's truly selfish and a disservice to everyone and everything when you are putting yourself on last of the list. All right? So that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to get it out. I wanted to get it out for you. I'm going to read that in a second. Okay, now here's a few things that I want to share with you, the things that you can create greater self-awareness for yourself. Number 1 is to journal. Think of it as like the rough draft of an emotional dump. A lot of times we don't take a moment to just pause and get this stuff out so that we can, whatever you just wrote, if you can just send me in a message, because it's like really long and I got this stuff over here. So send it to me in a direct message and I'll look over it too, just in case I don't get to read it. Thank you so much. So what you would do is journaling. Journaling gives you a moment of time to take the subconscious and bring it into conscious awareness to make a rational decision on what's going on in the mind. We've got so many thoughts. We've got so many things going on in it, even within a day. Sometimes I joke around with people. I'm like, I feel like I literally just had 3 days in one. Does anybody else feel like that? Like, my days are not just one day. My one day can sometimes feel like I took on a whole week. And so when somebody's like, yeah, I just talked to you yesterday, I'm like, yesterday? I feel like that was like 4 days ago. And a lot can get done when you are operating from a higher level of energy, from higher levels of consciousness, and you are so present, and you put like your all into all of your things that you're doing. Now, journaling is one of them. It's a great way to have self-awareness. It's a great space to get rational on the things that you're being irrational with, or that you're putting yourself down this space of like worry and stress. It's completely unnecessary, especially when you have things that are within your control. There's things like EFT. I did a few sessions with a few clients the other day, which is emotional freedom technique. I love it. It's one of my favorite tools. Therapy and coaching and performance coaching is always a huge must. Even myself, I am a huge advocate on coaching. I believe that coaches will help fast track you. Therapists help you make sense out of things and give you the tools that you need in order to equip you for the times that you're not okay. You know, and we're all human beings, and it's important to understand that there are going to be moments in time where you're not going to be okay. I've had multiple moments in times where I was not okay, and I still had to execute with my responsibilities without projecting my personal stuff into my professional life. And what I did in those moments is I called up my lineup. I had hired 2 coaches during the time that I fully trusted in, and I invested, and I had them as part of my lineup because I was weak in the moment. So I needed coaches that were stronger and were capable of taking care of me, because I'm a really strong person. I'm a very, very strong person. And in that moment of like my like biggest face plant, I was like, I need support. And one of the things is like knowing when to ask for support in moments that you need it, and being prepared to have support so that you don't always have to like feel like you got to wait for bad things to happen to you in order to have a forward movement mindset and have people in front of you that are moving you in a forward direction. So you're always like looking ahead, you're aware of your present, and you're also aware of your past. One thing that I learned in the Theta Healing certification that I got is you are your past, your present, and your future all in one. You're all of it. And the key is to like still have that forward movement, that like fully being in your full power as you're making the decisions necessary, and you're not projecting your past into your present, into your future. Now, there's different tools like that. Also, this is a cool one that I found. I don't know if I haven't done this yet, but I'm definitely gonna do it, is to schedule a time. I think of it as like athletes, right? So if you're an athlete of the entrepreneur space and you want to play at the pro level, right? Because that's my goal. I want to play at the pro level. I want to be the best of the best, but I don't want to sit on the bench. No. I want to be the MVP of the championship game, all right? Kind of like we've got Super Bowl coming up. Like, I want to win my ring. I want to win the championship, but not only do I want to just be on the team, I want to be the MVP player. I want to be engaged in this thing called life, and I want to live it to the fullest as my most elite self, as my best self, in my full potential, and just seeing where that is and how I can do that. And when you're able to compartmentalize things so you can play in the game, there are going to be moments where you do need to not just ignore your emotions or things that you are worried about or things that you do need to give your time and attention to, but you give it a scheduled home. And so this is something cool. This is an exercise that I'm definitely going to try, is like in moments when you're feeling stressed out or moments that you're worried about something or someone or a situation, to schedule the time like an appointment, and let's say 7 p.m. and you're gonna give it 15 minutes. You might journal it down, and then you're gonna write like, okay, well, what's the worst thing that could happen? Is there anything I can do about this? What can I do about it? And then start to create a list, a plan of things that you can do. Earlier today, I was reading, it was perfect timing with the scripture that I read in the verse in Proverbs, I believe it was 20, where they were talking about how like to like, even though we want to, one of my favorite quotes is they say, pray as if it were on God, but work as if it were on you. Have you guys heard that one? So pray as if it was on God and work as if it was on you. And in that part, they say, like, you know, you're going to have responsibilities, but God's also entrusting in you to plan for, like, tough times. It's not just be like, oh, just things are going to happen when they're going to happen. Like, no, you also need to be responsible with things. And so when you give yourself that time block to be able to, like, know that things are going to arise, you can write your thoughts down, you can talk to it. If it's stress, you talk to stress. If it's worry, you talk to worry. Like, hey, worry, what's up? Like, what's going on right now? Like, what's your concerns? Like, let's have a conversation here. Like, you're talking to a friend. That's not okay. And I didn't think about that. I was like, that's pretty cool to kind of, like, maybe even give it a name. So when I work with my clients, we have, like, shadow names, and you give it a name and you just talk to it. Like, hey, what's up? What's up, Carissa? I'll call mine Carissa. I'm like, what's up, Carissa? Like, what's up, girl? She's like stress, worry, judgment, shame, like all these things. If you give it a name, you're able to disassociate it from it being you. It's an emotion. Your emotions are not who you are. It's an emotion. But your emotions are also valid. And you want to use them as information to embody them and to embrace them. And then you just have that conversation. You create a plan. Is there anything you could do about this? Yes, you create a plan. No. Give it to God, meditate on it, think about worst case scenario, best case scenario, place a time, and then it's hard to say let it go. I hate when people say that. It bothers me. But if there's nothing you can do about it, then you gotta put your energy and time into the things that you can do. What can I do? And then you focus your energy, all your energy on what you can do, what is within your control. Most importantly today, your power is in the present moment. So if you focus on what can I do today? Oh, I can show up for this live stream today. What can I do today? Oh, I can, like, clear my environment. I can take care of myself. I can, like, all these things that you can do. You really get to, like, create that segment and take ownership over the things that are within your power and put your time, your energy, and your focus into those things. And you'll be super surprised that those things eventually will empower you to feel stronger and more capable of achieving even the harder things in life. Then you want to, one thing that I do is exercise. I always exercise, build out a self-care schedule, and make sure that you don't compromise on that self-care schedule. It's very important. Meditate, even if it's just 1 minute. If you're somebody that does not meditate, I always tell people start with a timer for 1 minute and make it that's super consistent. Breath work has always been a powerful space. I'll bring this to your attention because I had a coaching call with somebody yesterday, and they were really, I don't think people explain this enough about that space between the stimulus and the response, right? I always say it's almost like an Oreo cookie. So if you think about creating a separation, creating that space, like giving yourself space from being intertwined with the reaction. If you think of it as like an Oreo cookie, and remember back in the day where they had those commercials and you separate it and you're like, who won the cream filling? And then that's the end of the story. But the point is, think about your reaction with your emotion. And it's like that Oreo cookie analogy where you create the separation, you create the space so you're not like wrapped up in it. Yesterday I talked about counting backwards at 8-second count for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you're creating that just like that moment because it takes about 8 seconds to process to your brain what just happened and how you want to respond. So you're in control of how you're responding and how you're reacting from the trigger. And then what would happen if everything worked out for you? So take this with you this month. What would happen if everything worked out for me? If everything at the end of all of this, I've been through some pretty deep stuff. And in that moment, like it was the worst thing ever. But I remember carrying this like success mindset of like, it's gonna be okay when you get to the other side. Everything's gonna work out for you. You're gonna be stronger, you're gonna be better, you're gonna be healthier, You're going to be wealthier. You're going to be more intelligent. Like, everything is going to work out for you when you get to the other side. You just got to get back up. Get back in the game. So what would happen if everything works out? Remember we talked about the other day the word pronoia. Pronoia is everything is conspiring in my highest and greatest good. Everything is working out for my highest favor. One of my favorite words I've taken with me for the last 4 years. Audiobooks, one of my favorite audiobooks that I listen to when I'm not feeling okay in the morning, or I'm worrying about a lot of things, or I'm thinking like worst case scenario, I'm just super like in the moment, in the emotion, is I'll create a pattern disruptor. And a pattern disruptor is I'll put on like Abraham Hicks, their 15-minute series, and they just, I get these fireworks. That's so cool. Thank you. Wow. Boom, boom, boom. Epiphanies. Let's go. And Abraham Hicks was just like one of my favorite things to listen to in the morning if I just need like a little 15 minutes. Sometimes I'll just keep playing them. 15 minutes. It's interesting. I didn't plan this here, but I have Dr. Joe Dispenza's book on here, Becoming Supernatural. And I always love listening to his stuff. So I'll put maybe like a podcast or something spiritual on, because I feel like when we can go back to space and connecting with our spirit, connecting with higher energy, connecting with God, that it allows us to feel like we can regulate our nervous system versus trying to always think, because sometimes things happen in life, I can completely attest to this, where it was not me. You know, it was definitely God, and guided, moved conversations happening when you're like really needed it. And it was like one thing I think people forget is like God moves through people. God moves through a quote. God moves through a live stream. God moves through so many different things that you might need right at the right time. And so if you set an intention and you just ask for it, what's the best thing that can happen for me today? Just ask questions. Ask better questions. Ask questions that are assets to you and to your growth, and to who you want to be and how you want to feel. And then just change it. Change your thoughts. It's a workout. Think about this stuff as a workout. Every single day you're working out. Create the space between the thought and you. I'll show you a grounding breath, and then we'll close out today. One of my favorite things I do actually before any session and in the inner circle with clients, and before I get into something, is I'll bring my hands to my heart. And it's a grounding breath. So what you do is you just take 5 deep breaths in through the heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. And that's just 5 grounding breaths. It will ground you, it will bring you back here, and you'll be surprised how much clearer you'll feel and how much better you're gonna feel. So I hope you enjoyed today. Today we're at day number 8. It's been awesome. If you want these in your email, make sure you go to tanyacoliver.com/calendar. Not only are you going to receive these that are also on YouTube, but you are also going to receive your commitment contract when you sign up of 30 days of transitioning self-depreciation to self-appreciation, building your self-worth. And you're also going to get a calendar if you want, just to track like how frequently you're showing up, and just to have things in front of you to remind you. Whenever you're making massive changes and you're breaking habits, especially thought habits, it's important to have as many reminders around you as possible in order to set your environment up to be successful. So I love you guys. I hope you have a blessed up day, and these are free, so all I ask is that you pay it forward. You share these live streams with friends. You subscribe to the YouTube, subscribe to the Instagram, subscribe to the Facebook, that you sign up for the newsletters so you receive the information. Also, Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, I'm running a free webinar. Information is gonna be going inside of the email list. I'm keeping everything organized in the email list. So if you want in, just send me a message. Also subscribe inside the email list. And I will see you tomorrow at 12 o'clock. All right, you guys have a blessed up day, and I'll see you later. Bye. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I think I have like a lot of things here. Check my DM. Sorry, I didn't read any of these before. And then, awesome. Okay, perfect. All right, you guys are awesome, and I will see you later. Have a blessed up day. Bye.